today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all of the books I'm going to put in the little free library for the springtime. But I wanted to give a little update on Archie. So this is his little pin that he's been recovering in since his surgery. We do get to go on 3 walks a day now. We get to go for 20-minute at a time walks, so he does get to do that, but the rest of the time he does have to stay in his pen, which he is less than thrilled about, I have to say. That's why I'm right here doing this, so he can feel involved, poor buddy. The reason he has to stay pinned up is because the doctor wants us to make sure we avoid him like doing stairs and jumping on the couch or jumping on the bed or roughhousing with Winnie, anything that might jar his leg before it's fully healed. If anybody's brand new here, Archie did have surgery on his leg a few weeks ago. He had torn his CCL, which is the same as a human ACL. So he's recovering. That's why he's in a pin, and he is doing super well though. Like, his healing is awesome. When he goes on walks, it looks like he's fully healed up, but he has about, at the time I'm filming this, he has about a week and a half left that he has to be pinned up. So he'll be very happy when he gets to get out of that pin. So I thought we could start with the adult books, and then we'll move on to the kid books. I'm not going to read the back of every one of these because there's so many, but I'll read some, here and there that look interesting, and we'll go from there. So this is called Bowl Away, a novel by the author of The Giant's House by Elizabeth McCracken. I love this cover. I think that's really pretty. So it says, from the day she is discovered unconscious in a New England cemetery at the turn of the 20th century, with nothing but a bowling bag, a candle pin, and 15 pounds of gold on her person, Bertha Druitt is an enigma to everyone in Salford, Massachusetts. Her mysterious origin scandalizes and intrigues the townspeople, as does her choice to marry Leviticus Spragg, the doctor who revived her. But Bertha is plucky, tenacious, and entrepreneurial, and the bowling alley she opens quickly becomes Salford's most defining landmark, with Bertha as its most notable resident. When Bertha dies in a freak accident, her past resurfaces in the form of a heretofore unheard of son, who arrives in Salford claiming he is heir apparent to Druitt's alleys. Soon it becomes clear that even in her death, Bertha's defining spirit lives on, affecting future generations through inheritance battles, murky paternities, and hidden wills. Okay, and then we have Santorini by Alistair MacLean. I love that name, Alistair. It's really cool. This is The Ghost Illusion by Kat Martin. The Ghost Illusion. In this spine-tingling tale, New York Times best-selling author Kat Martin melds psychological thriller and ghost story as one woman's daring search for the truth tests the dividing line between life and death. If you need help, we are here for you. That sounds too scary for me. I don't like ghost stories. The Invisible Woman. Virginia Hall was a true hero, If you only read one World War II book this year, make it this one. That sounds awesome. Erica Roebuck. This is The Brickmaker's Bride by Judith Miller. In the clay-rich hills of the newly founded state of West Virginia, two families tentatively come together to rebuild a war-torn brickmaking business. Ewan McKay has immigrated to West Virginia with his aunt and uncle, promising to trade his skills in the clay business for financial help. Uncle Hugh purchases a brickmaking operation from a Civil War widow and her daughter, and it's Ewan's job to get the company up and running again. Ewan seeks help from Laura, the former owner's daughter, and he quickly feels a connection with her, but she's being courted by another man, a lawyer with far more social clout and money than Ewan. Resolving that he'll make the brickworks enough of a success that he can become a partner in the business and be able to afford to bring his sisters over from Ireland, Ewan pours all of his energy into the new job. But when Hugh signs a bad business deal, all Ewan's hard work is put in jeopardy. As his hopes for the future crumble, Laura reveals something surprising. Can she help him save the brickworks, and will Ewan finally get a shot at winning her heart? That sounds really cute. Okay, then we have a classic Agatha Christie, Murder of Roger Ackroyd. It's a Poirot mystery. I've read the back of every Agatha Christie I own to you guys, so I'm gonna, as much as I want to read the back of that, I'm going to refrain. This one too, this is Agatha Christie, The Regatta Mystery, featuring Hercule Poirot, Mr. Parker Payne, and Miss Marple. So these are mysteries, I think, in this one. This is Detective Joe Fournier, Book 1, The Dancing Girls. I think when I read the back of this, I was like, it was too scary. M.M. Schonard. When Jeannie Hammond is found dead in a hotel in the picture-perfect town of Oakhurst, newly promoted Detective Joe Fournier is thrown into a disturbing case. Who would murder this shy, loving wife and leave her body posed like a ballerina? Joe wants to know why Jeannie's husband is so controlling about money and where Jeannie's wedding ring is. But before she and her team can get close to the truth, another woman is found strangled in a hotel, arms placed gracefully above her head like a dancer. While digging through old case files, Joe makes a terrifying link to a series of cold cases. Each victim bears the same strangulation marks, but the FBI won't take Joe seriously, and if she disobeys direct orders by investigating the killings outside of her jurisdiction, it will mean the end of the career she's already sacrificed so much for, even her relationship. Just as Joe is beginning to lose hope, she finds messages on the victims' computers that make her question whether these small-town women were hiding big lies. Joe thinks this is the missing link, but she knows the murderer is moments away from selecting his next victim. Will it lead her to the most twisted killer of her career and time, or will another innocent life be lost? Okay, this one is called Death by Dressage. Dressage is a sport done with a horse. It's like sort of like dancing for horses. It's really cool. It takes a lot of skill and a horse and a rider that are very in tune with each other. A Texas equestrian rides breakneck toward murder by Carolyn Banks. She's sly, selfish, and second-rate, a spoiler of horses and men, and she's come a cropper at last, with only a rich husband to mourn her violent death, which appears to be a murder. Be that as it may, fellow horsewoman Robin Vaughn doesn't like the way the police investigation is going. In the perfect world of competitive dressage, Nika rode like a piece of luggage, so who arranged to have a horse kick her to death? As Robin mounts her own search for the killer, she rummages through Nika's untidy past and finds a bizarre double life that someone might kill to keep secret. Oh, and then we have this one. This is a Dan Brown. A Time for Patriots. I love the capital in the background there. When the stock market crashes and the U.S. economy falls into a crippling recession, everything changes for newly elected President Kenneth Phoenix. With reductions in education and transportation, an incapacitated National Guard, and the loss of public safety budgets, entire communities of armed citizens band together for survival and mutual protection. Against the dismal backdrop, a group calling themselves the Knights of the True Republic ambush a SWAT team and steal radioactive materials, and the battle against the government is taken to a deadlier level. In this time of crisis, the Nevada wing of the Civil Air Patrol, led by retired Air Force Lieutenant General Patrick McLanahan, his son Bradley, and other volunteers, rises to the task of protecting their fellow countrymen. But when the homegrown terrorists detonate a dirty bomb in Reno, and Bradley is caught in a perilous double cross, Patrick McLanahan will have to fight to discover where his friends' true loyalties lie. That's too scary for me, but it's cool. Erlene Fowler, the saddle maker's wife. Some kind of spider web on that, or something, I don't know. Okay. I think we've read the back of this one before, actually. Murder Simply Stitched. An Amish quilt shop mystery. I like this cover. Isabella Allen. Okay. So, this is the last stack of adult books, and then we'll go on to the kids. So this is called Daybreak by Belva Plain. Archie is snoring over there. Apologies. Okay. The doctor's office is cool, white, sterile, but the doctor's words are searing. Blood tests prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Margaret and Arthur Caulfield's beloved dying son is not their child. Now they must face Peter's death and the shock of having a son they never met. Grieving yet compelled, they begin a search that will tear two families apart. Laura and Bud Rice share an elegant home and two children, brilliant, handsome Tom and cherished, chronically ill 11-year-old Timmy. But after 19 years of marriage, Laura's respectable husband is a stranger, and the reason for Tom's escalating involvement with a group of campus bigots. Suddenly, the Caulfields enter their lives and shatter their fragile world. As the Rice's quiet southern town explodes with hate and violence, the two families must embrace or be destroyed by the shattering truth. Good luck with that. By Kristen Higgins. The bubbles are cool. A searing, heart-rending examination of self-love. This is by Colson Whitehead. The Underground Railroad. Okay. Cora is a young slave on a cotton plantation in Georgia, an outcast even among her fellow Africans. She's on the cusp of womanhood, where greater pain awaits. And so, when Caesar, a slave who has recently arrived from Virginia, urges her to join him on the Underground Railroad, she seizes the opportunity and escapes with him. In Colson Whitehead's ingenious conception, the Underground Railroad is no mere metaphor. Engineers and conductors operate a secret network of actual tracks and tunnels beneath southern soil. Cora embarks on a harrowing flight from one state to the next, encountering, like Gulliver, strange yet familiar iterations of her own world at each stop. As Whitehead brilliantly recreates the terrors of the antebellum era, he weaves in the saga of our nation, from the brutal abduction of Africans to the unfulfilled promises of the present day. The Underground Railroad is the gripping tale of one woman's will to escape the horrors of bondage, and a powerful meditation on the history we all share. This is Rain Shadow Road, a Friday Harbor novel by Lisa Calapes. So Friday Harbor is actually in Washington, and it's where my grandpa grew up. Take a journey to the most romantic read of your life with the first novel in the Friday Harbor trilogy, a story about love, loss, and the powerful possibility of magic. Lucy Marin is a glass artist living in mystical, beautiful Friday Harbor, Washington, with a boyfriend, Kevin, who she believes is her soulmate. She has always had a magical side, a gift that finds its way into the breathtaking glasswork she creates, and she struggles to keep it contained. But when Lucy is blindsided by the most bitter kind of betrayal, she questions many of her choices. Her boyfriend leaves her, and his new lover is none other than Lucy's only sister. Lucy's bitterness over this devastation is multiplied by the fact that she has constantly made the wrong choices in her romantic life. Meanwhile, facing this severe disapproval of Lucy's family, Kevin asked his friend Sam Nolan, a local vineyard owner on San Juan Island, to romance Lucy so that she can be more easily move on. But when Sam and Lucy begin to feel real sparks between them, Lucy must ask herself if she can easily risk her heart again. As Lucy questions her beliefs about love, loyalty, old patterns, mistakes, and new beginnings, she explores the possibility that some things in life, even after being broken, can be remade into something beautiful. And that is only by discovering who you really are that you can find the one who truly deserves you. This is Hang 1,000 Trees with Ribbons, the story of Phyllis Wheatley by Anne Rinaldi. Kidnapped from her home in Senegal and sold as a slave in 1761, Phyllis Wheatley, as she comes to be known, is purchased by a wealthy merchant family in Boston. Young Nathaniel Wheatley, 10 years her senior, takes Phyllis under his wing and educates her, and Phyllis secretly adores him. Phyllis's eager mind and her desire to please Nathaniel lead her on an unusual path for a young woman, much less a Negro woman. When the Wheatleys discover her talent for writing, the family coaxes her to perform for influential guests, the first step in their efforts to have Phyllis's poetry published. Unsuccessful in finding an American publisher bold enough to publish a Negro woman's poetry, Nathaniel and Phyllis sail to England in 1773, where Phyllis becomes the toast of London society and where her poems are published. First book of poetry by an American Negro woman. But Phyllis soon discovers that fame has its price. Her stability and way of life are threatened as she struggles to find out who she is and where she fits in a white man's world. This is called Jewel by Brett. This is Anxious People by Frederick Backman. poignant, charming novel about a crime that never took place. A would-be bank robber who disappears into thin air, and 8 extremely anxious strangers who find they have more in common than they ever imagined. And then this is Ghost at a Watchman by Harper Lee. This is the author of To Kill a Mockingbird. We've read the back of this one before. Okay, so now we're on to the kids' books. So this is Penny, the pinkest polar bear. She's so cute. And Paulette, the pinkest puppy in the world. We've got Lady and the Tramp. This is the Rainbow Fish. Rainbow Fish by Marcus Pfister. Susie, the Sapphire Fairy, and the Glitter Games. Star Wars, the Clone Wars, Jedi Heroes. Meet some legendary Jedi Knights and see how they use their skills to fight for the galaxy. Angelina Ballerina and the Art Fair. Angelina Ballerina and her cousin Henry are so excited to participate in the Chipping Cheddar Art Fair, but when Henry makes a major painting mistake, can Angelina help turn his mistake into a work of art? Happy Birthday, Danny and the Dinosaur. The Diary of a Worm, Teacher's Pet. Pete the Cat, Too Cool for School. My First Soccer Game. Swing, Auto Swing. This is a cute robot. On Our Way to First Grade. The Pup Speaks Up. Pal the pup wags his tail, but he does not make a sound. What will make the pup speak up? Splat the cat, a whale of a tail. Splat's family is going to the beach, and Splat can't wait to find a shell with the sound of the sea inside. But when all he finds are broken shells, can a friend in the ocean help save the day? Ducks in a row. Max wants to feel needed, but no one wants his help with anything. Then his aunts show up for a visit. Max can hardly wait to get back to relaxing. A Day at Green Hill Farm. When the rooster crows, Green Hill Farm springs to life. Join the ducklings, cows, and sheep for a day on the farm. I Like Fish. Tale of a Tadpole. Chicken in Charge. When the farmer is away, who will care for the new lambs? Zoe, of course, this chicken is in charge. How Not to Start 3rd Grade. Lucy Knows Best. And Who Would Win? Lion versus Tiger. Okay, so this next stack is bigger books. This is Abigail and the Balance Beams. Balance Beam. And Princess Charity's Courageous Heart. This has pretty glitter on it. When Time Began, the Story of Creation. The Rabbit Who Wants to Fall Asleep. Dinner with Aliens. And Other Unexpected Situations. Look at the cute mice. These are so cute. This one is Davy's Dream, a young boy's adventure with wild orca whales. The Little Engine That Could. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, Journey to Newburgh. How to Train Your Dragon, Meet the New Dragons. Dear God, a real friend is someone who takes time to listen to you. We are all so different, all individual designs. Meet Barbar and his family. This is Bloomer's Island, peat moss and the super strong spinach. This looks fun. Barbie Loves Ballet. Oh, this is 2 books. Okay. Fashion Show Fun and Barbie Loves Ballet. Miracle. This is Froggy's Worst Playdate. Froggy goes to school. What dads can't do. Is Your Mama a Llama? That one's so cute. The Pirate Jamboree. I love this. So cute. And Llama Llama Loves to Read. Okay, so over here we have some like educational books and then some like chapter books. This is Favorite Celtic Fairy Tales. I put this out for St. Patrick's Day. Experience the whimsy, charm, and magic of Celtic imagination in this captivating collection of timeless stories that have enchanted generations of youngsters and adults. Simple weather experiments with everyday materials. Try these dozens of exciting experiments that show you the amazing facts behind climate and weather from the ground up. No need for a lot of equipment, just ordinary stuff around your house. They're all fun. We've got Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks inspired freedom fighters everywhere with a courageous act of civil disobedience. She grew up at the beginning of the 20th century in the segregated South, where African Americans couldn't eat, study, worship, or travel alongside whites. In Montgomery, Alabama, where 42-year-old Parks lived in 1955, it was against the city's laws for blacks to sit in the first 10 rows of public buses. One December evening, fed up with injustice, she finally refused to tolerate this law any longer. By refusing to surrender her seat to a white passenger, Parks influenced others to protest against racial discrimination. This quiet, determined, and fearless woman who fought back against intolerance and oppression changed the course of history. So then we have Who Was Sacagawea. So this book is really cool. I really like this one. Sacagawea is really commonly known in like the west coast area, but less so I've noticed here in like the south. So I thought it was cool to have one of these for the library. It's also March is Women's History Month, so I thought it would be cool to include a lot of women in history books. A 16-year-old who made one of the most remarkable journeys in American history. A woman who has mountains in 3 states named after her. The face on a U.S. golden dollar coin. It's got some illustrations, which is nice for the kids. Skyscrapers, Ellis Island, the solar system, ocean, young Abraham Lincoln, log cabin president. How come planet Earth? How does quicksand work? Why do dogs bark? How do icebergs form? And we have George Washington, our first president. A boy named George lived on a farm. One day he became president of the United States. And we have Andrew Jackson, 7th president. Okay, so up here we've got Jasmine's new rules. Doesn't this look cute? Hopeful and independent equals Jasmine. Young Jasmine wants a friend more than anything. When the son of a king comes to visit, Jasmine is excited to finally have someone to play with. But she soon realizes that not all royals think alike. How can she find a true friend if she's not allowed to leave the palace grounds? We have Disney Fairies, Secret of the Wings. The mysterious winter woods may be off limits to the warm weather fairies, but Tinkerbell just has to know what it's like over there. She secretly heads across the border where something magical happens. Her wings begin to sparkle, and soon she meets a winter fairy with the very same sparkling wings. Find out what happens when Tink journeys into the winter woods in this retelling of Secret of the Wings. So this is a series. I think there's 4 of them, yeah. There might be more, I just don't have more of them. It's The Girl Who Looked Beyond the Stars, the Sheena Meyer series by L.B. Ann. Sheena Meyer is the girl that brings an extra lunch to school each day, just in case someone doesn't have lunch. She's also the girl that questions and investigates everything, driving her parents and teachers nuts. She spends most days waiting for some grand event to happen and change her life, but she won't have to wait much longer. The murk is coming for her because of a gift she doesn't know she has. 9 years ago, an angel appeared in front of select kids all over the world. In Michigan, it appeared in a willow tree in front of a 4-year-old girl's house. She's the only child that saw it, and the one with a gift. Sheena is now 13 and has since forgotten what she saw, but things can change when her father is in a terrible accident and she witnesses a supernatural being save him. I saw what you did. Come back. An elderly man, a peculiar kid at school, and mysterious text messages will change everything Sheena has ever believed in, sweeping her out of a humdrum teenage existence and setting in motion what one little girl's destiny can mean to the world. So it sounds like a pretty cool series. And this is the Never Girl series. Got quite a few of them now. Believing begins the adventure. Friendship takes them home. Kate craves adventure and excitement. Mia loves dresses, roses, and anything beautiful. Lainey dreams of talking to animals. Gabby believes in fairies more than anyone. In a blink of an eye, these 4 best friends all get their biggest wish. They're whisked off to Neverland, home of Tinkerbell and her fairy friends. The adventure of a lifetime is just beginning. But how will the Never Girls ever get home again? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, and 12. And then this is called Wings of Fire, The Hidden Kingdom by Tui T. Sutherland. Deep in the rainforest, danger awaits. The dragonets of destiny aren't sure what to expect in the Rainwing Kingdom. Glory hopes to learn more about her family, and since the Rainwings aren't fighting in a war, all 5 dragonets think they might be able to hide safely for a while. But something deadly is stalking the peaceful kingdom, and the dragonets soon discover that Rainwings have been mysteriously disappearing from the forest. When the Rainwing Queen won't do anything to find her missing tribe members, Glory and her friends set off on their own rescue mission, which leads them right back into enemy territory. So next we have Ralph S. Mouse by Beverly Cleary. We've read the back of this one before. This is because of Winn-Dixie. Making friends in a new town is never easy, but when Opal adopts a stray dog she names after the grocery store where she found him, she learns that friendship and forgiveness can sneak up on you like a southern storm. Pippi Longstocking. Does anyone else love this movie? Oh, I loved the Pippi Longstocking movie as a kid. Tommy and his sister Anika have a new neighbor, and her name is Pippi Longstocking. She has crazy red pigtails, no parents to tell her what to do, a horse that lives on her porch, and a pet monkey named Mr. Nielsen. Whether Pippi's scrubbing her floors, doing arithmetic, or stirring things up at a fancy tea party, her flair for the outrageous always seems to lead to another adventure. And we have Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins, what a beautiful cover. I don't think we need to read the back because I think most people know the story of Mary Poppins. If the secret mermaid, deep trouble. Molly must venture into the ocean's darkest depths to help find Mermaid Pearl's missing shell. They know the Dark Queen's sea snakes are on the prowl, but nothing can prepare them for the discovery that Pearl's shell is inside a huge underwater volcano. A volcano that could erupt at any time. This is My Adventure with Disney Fairies. Barbie of Swan Lake. Once upon a time in a kingdom far, far away, there was a beautiful girl named Odette. Like many young girls, she dreamed of the prince asking her to dance at his birthday ball. Then one day, a beautiful unicorn led Odette into an enchanted forest full of magical creatures. But danger lurked near at hand. An evil wizard named Rothbart wanted to destroy the forest and all of its creatures. Odette knew she had to be brave and save the forest, but before she could, Rothbart turned her into a swan. And that wasn't the end of the wizard's evil plan, for Rothbart tricked the prince into going hunting for swans. March Mischief. Junie B. Jones and A Little Monkey Business. Meadow Pond. The Wild Whale Watch. Hi, my name is Wanda. I'm one of the students in Miss Frizzle's class. You've probably heard about Miss Frizzle. She's always taking us on amazing field trips, and we learn tons about her favorite subject, science. And when we were working on our whale unit, wow, what a field trip. We went on an actual whale watch and saw real whales in the ocean. But we had no idea how wild a field trip could be. Join us for a whale of an adventure. The Lemonade Trick. Horrible Harry and the Kickball Wedding. Dragons in a Bag. Jackson really doesn't want to spend the day with the mean old lady his mother calls Ma, till he realizes she isn't actually his grandmother, and she is a witch. A witch who is in the middle of an important job, moving 3 baby dragons out of Brooklyn and into a magical world where they can survive. She needs Jackson's help. Before he knows it, Jax and his friends, Vikram and Kavita, have broken the only 2 rules Ma gave him about dragons. Keeping them in the bag was not nearly as easy as it sounded. Will Jax deliver the baby dragons safe and sound, Or will they be lost in Brooklyn forever? That sounds so fun. Hank, the cow dog, the curse of the incredible priceless corn cob. Hank the cow dog, the case of the one-eyed killer stud horse. And every dog has his day. This is Chicaro, wild pony of the Pampa. Pink certainly is an unusual color for a pony, and when Pedro spies Chicaro grazing on the Pampa, he can hardly believe his eyes. He just has to have that pony for himself. Unfortunately, the estanciero spoiled son is equally determined to own the pony. But the wisest gauchos know that ponies as special as Chicaro can never truly be owned. Chicaro alone will decide for himself which gaucho will have the privilege of riding him. Samira's Bride, the story of an Arabian filly. Chico's Challenge, the story of an American quarter horse. And Horse Country, Can't Be Tamed. This is Horsetail Hollow, Magically Maximus. Maddie and her sister Evie have just moved with her family from the big city to a farm called Horsetail Hollow. Maddie dreams of a horse of her own. Evie would rather read her favorite book of fairy tales. They are disappointed to discover there are no horses or fairy tale princesses on this farm. But there is a wishing well. The Secret Lake. A lost dog, a hidden time tunnel, and a secret lake. Stella and Tom to their home and children living there 100 years in the past. Here, they make both friends and enemies and uncover startling connections with the present. Ruby Holler. Pretty artwork. True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle. 13-year-old Charlotte Doyle is excited to return home to Rhode Island from her school in England during the summer of 1832. But when the two families she was supposed to travel with mysteriously cancel their trips, Charlotte finds herself the lone passenger on a long sea voyage with a cruel captain and a mutinous crew. Worse yet, soon after stepping aboard the ship, she becomes enmeshed in a conflict between them. What begins as an eagerly anticipated ocean crossing turns into a harrowing journey where Charlotte gains a villainous enemy and is put on trial for murder. The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. Percy Jackson, The Olympians, Sea of Monsters, and The Iron Trial. Magisterium. Friends and foes, danger and magic, death and life. Most kids would do anything to pass the iron trial. Not Callum Hunt. He wants to fail. All his life, Cal has been warned by his father to stay away from magic. If he succeeds at the iron trial and is admitted to the magisterium, he is sure it can only mean bad things for him. So he tries his best to do his worst and fails at failing. Now the magisterium awaits him. It's a place that's both sensational and sinister, with dark ties to his past and a twisty path to his future. The iron trial is just the beginning, for the biggest test is still to come. From the remarkable imaginations of best-selling authors Holly Black and Cassandra Clare comes a heart-stopping, mind-blowing, pulse-pounding plunge into the magical unknown. Okay, guys, well, that was all the books that I picked out to put out in the little library for March, April, possibly into May, not sure yet. So I hope that you enjoyed perusing through the books with me and reading the summaries. If you did like this video, don't forget to leave a like. Please do subscribe to the channel. I would love to see you back in my next video. Bye, guys.